Alright, with this one we're back to top lane. We're doing a Yasuo VoD review. I consider myself qualified for doing Yasuo VoD reviews, but I don't give a shit, and I'm gonna do a Yasuo VoD review anyway. Yeah. Okay. So, we're against a Nautilus and Lee Sin, and an Ahri mid versus Lux. And the bot lane's kind of whatever. A lot of this one is going to focus around the macro because there's a lot of really bad in terms of laning macro and post laning macro. There's a lot of very bad decision making done in this game. As far as the actual way you're fighting with okay, that's nice. The way you're fighting with Yasuo, I'm not going to comment too much on. Okay, so we have a ward on the enemy blue buff. You obviously want to be watching that. That's good. Lee Sin, I don't know. What side? So with that we know Lee Sin is probably going to go for a level 3 gank in top lane, so the most safe option is going to be to pull the lane towards you. Otherwise, if you stack the lane at level 3, there's possibility that you might be able to fight them 1v2. But you can't be pushing the lane too early like this. Okay, looks like a really bad trade to take. Actually not that bad. You managed to break the minion stack early enough. I don't like walking up there. I don't think you get much value out of it. Like there's nothing to walk up here for. And he's too close to the tower for you to get a tornado on your next Q. So you just eat his thingy. Riptide. Okay, that's good. Actually, that's okay. But I think you could have waited for your shield, probably. But then you wouldn't have had the tornado either. But anyway, that's... I would not have used the E there on him. Probably could have killed him. Okay, right here you just keep autoing him. You can, if you auto here, you can probably walk back this direction or that direction to take this minion across or in that direction, right? And then that would set you up for your next auto, Q, E, auto. And I think you should kill him there. Q, E. I don't know. Maybe not. But now you are at risk of being ganked by Lee Sin. I would have warded the Tribush instead. And then here you have to be careful of the Q from Nautilus. You should have missed that CS. Or that one. Okay, so you have your knock up now. Here I would have taken the Q. Okay, that's okay. Alright. And then you're still in danger of Lee Sin ganking here. And especially Kha'Zix has walked to mid now, so there's no... you have no backup. There's too much of a minion stack there for you to fight. Okay, that's really bad. There's no minions going to die there. There's no reason for you to stand that far up in the lane. Here. You should be watching this minion's health, but it's not. None of your minions are aggroed onto that one, so None of these minions are going to die, so you can literally just walk back to the tower and wait until the wave collides instead of standing in front, and then you're going to take a whole load of damage from him. You probably could have wind walled it too, and then you even burn your flash, so that's really bad. Shouldn't have happened. And you missed a lot of the CS there. Pretty unfortunate. And now you have to base. Okay, so he based as well. So that's fine. I would have probably started longsword as well. Longsword 3 potions. It gives you better sustain than the Dorans. Because you get 3 potions. And the lifesteal is not actually that significant. You get two Dorans. So here, you just Q him. That's fine. Okay, so now you have your tornado. Just use it on him and the minion. Nope, you missed the minion. And then the gank, like the ganks, whatever. I don't think there was a gank. Well, I think Nautilus warded anyway. So yeah, okay. So Kha'Zix sees the ward. Yep. So there's nothing to do there. You're watching that, that's good. But Lux is gonna die anyway. Nope, she doesn't die. Okay. You probably could have looked there a little bit more to see if okay, that's fine. You're just getting poke on him, which is good. That's what you want to be doing. You need to be more careful with the farm like that. You need to be like looking at how fast the minion's dying, and then you have to position according to that. Okay. I think you could have walked closer to him. Okay, so now you have a big stack, so you want to keep the stack. Again, here you don't want to ward the river. Lee Sin's never going to come from river, he's going to come from Tribush. If he comes from river, it's kind of whatever. 9 times out of 10 he's coming from Tribush. And if you're up here, you know, in this part of the lane, if he comes this way, you're basically dead anyway. Because with the ward here. Like there's the information is way too late because you don't have flash, so there's no way you're going to get out of the gank, so you have to fight at that point. And anyway, you have such a big minion stack here, I would expect that you can fight, so I wouldn't even ward here. I would literally just walk up with the minion wave, and see by going down here now you've let him clear out the wave, which is really bad. Because now if Lee Sin, imagine if Lee Sin ganked here, say he came, you know, he ran out W to the minion here, and then they go for a gank that way, and then Nautilus comes up here and tries to hook you, or walks down along here and tries to hook you, right? Now they can fight you in this minion wave. Before, if you dodged the Lee Sin Q, you would probably be able to fight them 1v2 in the minion wave because you have the level up on them. You had like the cannon minion, you had about 8 or so caster minions as well, so there was no way they could have 2v1'd you. And then here you're just letting Nautilus wave clear, which is really bad. Because this is giving up, now you're just giving up all of the pressure you had in the 1v1. Because having the minion wave there is a huge amount of pressure on him because there's no way he can fight you in the minion wave. And now he can freeze this ascent as well. But he doesn't choose to, which is bad by him, but he could have frozen it. And this is doing fine because now because this minion's still alive here, he didn't kill it. He didn't kill it quickly, which is good for him because now the wave is again, it's going to be locked in this position, which is bad for you because you don't have a minion wave stacked up, and you're exposed to a gank because of how far you are up the lane without flash, without teleport. So what you wanted to do here was you wanted to shove the last wave in and reset the lane. So you're still vulnerable to a gank here. You want to be stacking up your Q again because you're going to hit level 6 off this minion wave. I think you're going to have level 6 of these next 2 minions. Two melee creeps. I wouldn't have done that. I would have gone in on him. Yep. You have to identify that you're going to hit the level 6 there, and that you can fight him because your tornado is going to be up there. I think there's a good chance you can probably even all in him here, right? So I would just I don't know, that wouldn't die to aggro actually. I would have gone for this minion here as it's walking down. Probably just Q this minion, and then auto this one, auto E that one to kill it, and then go up onto Nautilus, and then you'd have. Yep, I would have queued the other minion instead. And then, like, imagine if you were fighting him there, you could probably have just at least forced him out of lane. Okay, kind of strange Q by him. Now he's level 6, so it's harder for you to fight him. That's a really bad trade. Your shield isn't up yet. You just have to wait for your shield. Like, I'd literally just go up and Q that, and then wait for the shield. I would never have. You don't E into him there. That's really bad. That's where the mistake is. You could have just stood here and wait for the shield and try and poke him with Qs when he walks up for the minions. But then you E into him, and then you take like 400 damage or so. You do like you do get some on your shield, but it's a really bad trade because of the positioning of the minions. Okay. Yeah, that's what good CS. Okay, listen, bot side, you're not watching anything. If you'd hit that, you probably could kill him. You're taking a lot of like really illogical E's here. I wouldn't have E'd on him in the first place there because he has flash, right? So here, you just, I don't know why you E away from him there. Because he's already snared you. No, he hasn't. But you could literally just stand there ordering him. Yeah, so he takes that one. Other option is you just E him here. And then you'll have your Q charged up. So you E him here. Okay, so there's the cooldown. You E onto him, so this is fine. He takes that. Then you should be ordering him. You order him, and then you E up to this minion. This part of Yasuo play is very similar to irelia, where you're using the minions for mobility. Obviously Yasuo has much more options for the mobility because you don't need to reset his E by killing the minion. Irelia is gated by the fact that she has to kill the minion with her Q to get the reset on it. But the way you do this is you're going to be using your E upwards onto these minions and just continuing to order him because at this point the trade is already won for you. Epic pen is not working properly. Second. Okay, so yeah, you could literally just stand there ordering him, and then you E him here, which is, you know, you're not going to be able to. There's no point in ulting him here because he has flash, and you should know that he has flash. And then he just flashes out, and then you can't get the kill. So if you imagine if you had Q ulted him and you were standing here and he was standing here, you can't flash out of that because the moment he flashes any of these directions, you're just going to E him and get more Q orders. And if you were actually ordering him in the early part instead of Eing away, you would have got enough damage off to stop him from to basically kill him with just the ult. And alternatively, if you don't get the if he flashes out your tornado, that's just whatever. You don't waste your ult, and you lost nothing. He used flash, but now you used ult. He used flash. So now you have a long window of not being able to kill him. Here you need to pressure him and get all the CS. You just walk back for absolutely no reason, and now you walk back into the lane. Like what? You know, if you really wanted to do something here, you could like go down to the river and take the plant, and then you could come back up to lane and force them out again. But like walking back to the turret there, you should have identified that you don't want to leave the wave in that position, and that he's too low as well. So you should be forcing it, but you should have forced both of the waves under his tower. That's good. And then this wave again, you BG'd the wave, you know, this is not resetting into the tower. So the next wave is now going to reset into here, which is bad for you because you want to be CSing the wave, you want to reset it completely. And you're giving the CS to him. You know, you should be standing in the lane here so that he can't walk up. Look at your health bar, you know, it's 5 times as big as his. Or 3 times as big. You know, and if you were there, if he walked up, you would have poked him down even more, and he wouldn't be able to get any of these minions at this point. If you'd seen what Lee Sin was doing in bot, you would have been much safer, and if you'd warded Tribush as well, you could have stood up in the wave much safer. But anyway, because of your difference in HP between you and Nautilus, it's just a 1v1 if the jungler comes. Nautilus won't come and help because you're just going to one-shot him with the EQ auto the most. So now he's going to TP back. Okay. So now you just have to wait it out. You can stay in the lane. I would stay in the lane for the next minion wave here. Now you're going to lose this whole minion wave because you based without, you're not going to have TP. I wouldn't have bought the red ward, I would have bought refill pot. You're not going to get any value out of that ward, and now you lost this whole minion wave because you based there. If you cancelled your base there, it would actually have been good for you because you would get these minions. Okay, this TP is really horrible. Because now you're going to lose 3 minion waves at least. You're going to lose the one here, you're going to lose the next one, you're going to lose the next one after that, and probably the one after that as well. So 3.5 minion waves. 2 cannon minions are going to lose. 2 cannon minions and 3.5 minion waves. So that's really BG. Like, this TP is really bad. Otherwise, if you wanted to TP here, you should have decided way earlier. Like, you should have just decided here. And what you could have done if you TP'd earlier, right? If you TP'd, let's say you look down there now, you TP now, there's a good chance, you know, there's some chance they might just disengage, and then you just cancel the TP and walk back to top. But I don't agree with the base in the first place, so it's like, this is like whatever, and then when you TP here, this is really BG, as I said, because you're now going to lose the whole minion wave, and you're only getting like 1 kill for it. Okay, yeah, you might get her as well. If you'd eat on the minion there, okay, you get her. Yep. Okay, so now Lee Sin is top side, now you're going to lose your tower. You're going to lose 3 minion waves with it, which is really horrible for you. And, like, the 2 kills just doesn't make up for the minion waves you lose. There's no way you kill this tower, you should have gone for the dragon instead. The other potential option, right, is you take the dragon and then you go and then you go lock your lane. But TPing in the first place, that's what's bad, and then you should have stayed in your lane anyway. So, and now you're taxing Caitlyn, which you also don't want to be doing. I think you cancel the space as well, don't you? No? Okay, you don't. Okay, so you're gonna lose 2.5 minion waves, I think. But still, like, pretty BG. You're still losing minions, like, while you're walking to the lane here. Which is not very nice. Okay, so you do get you only lose 1 cannon minion, but still. Like the TP is really bad. Because you didn't get the tower out of it. If you got the first tower out of it, that would have been fine. Like if you get the first tower out of that, you would be able to get Phantom Dancer at this point, and you'd be able to lock the lane in this position that like near your tower here, or you'd swap and put your AD carry on top lane, but I wouldn't expect that to happen in low elo like this. So you just lock the lane here. Nautilus can't walk up. You know, there's no objective for them to take on the map. Well, they just took Herald, I guess, didn't they? So it's kind of BG. You know, you lost so much. You got 2 kills. You lost the tower. You lost first tower. You lost Herald. So it's really bad. And now you like, what the hell are you doing here? You go clear these jungle camps while you should be clearing top. Lee Sin's not going to be top side of the map anyway. Well, you should be clearing mid here. Why aren't you watching the mid minion wave? Like, this is really horrible. You should have cleared out the top minion wave, pushed it in, and then gone to the mid. Instead of going to do the Gromp. Because you lost like a whole minion wave for doing the Gromp, which is like stupid. Because there's no way you get enough XP. Like, the Gromp is really low value to you because you get less XP because you're not jungler. Don't have the jungle item. And this is like whatever the fight's happening, like that's whatever, that doesn't matter. But the point is that you're not actually, you would have shoved this into the tower, and then you'd have the neck, you'd be getting the mid wave, and then you could now, when Nautilus shows up, he'd be pushing the wave back towards you, which would be good for you, because you just pick up the next wave and be able to defend. And then you lost like 1.5 minion waves on the mid tower. You know, all of these minions dying to tower is like huge loss for your team overall. So if there's like, someone has to pick it up on the team. Doesn't matter if it's you, doesn't matter if it's mid laner, someone has to pick it up. Okay, that's good. So you cancel the Herald. Okay, you need to just shove. Okay, you identify that Nautilus can come there, that's good. But you need to identify that earlier and ping it earlier. You would have been right behind him there. Probably wouldn't have saved Lux, but you'd be lucky. Probably would have saved Leona. Get the... Okay, good. Oh, you missed your Q, dude. Okay. You got RA. Why are you basing with the wave in that position? That's like... Oh, that looks so horrible. What? Okay. I don't know, I would have gone for boots. Look, now you're losing 2 minion waves in top because you left the wave in a really BG position. Okay, now you're leeching XP from your jungler, but that's, look, whatever. Kha'Zix is playing bot side. And you need to pressure the wave more in the 1v1 because you should be able to win versus Nord. I think you'd win now with Phantom Dancer, you definitely win 1v1. Because the lane is so long, like, you shouldn't let him walk up at this point. But I would keep the wave long so that he's up in his lane so that you can get out. Like here, he TP's out and then you're the one that has to respond to it. And here you should have just, as soon as you saw him bot, you should have either TP'd to the tower or continued to push top. But you're responding very slowly to what's happening on the map. You're seeing some of the stuff, which is good, but you need to respond quicker to it. Okay, so you expect them to go Drake. Here you just take the tower. You want to use your E on some of these minions to kill them, and taking damage at this point doesn't actually matter that much. Missing the CS. Could probably have like 160 CS if you were actually picking off all of the minions here, including like the ones you lost to the tower and whatnot earlier. Why are you backing off? Hello? Everyone's bot side except Nautilus. Dude, you can fight him. You have ult. He doesn't have shit. He just TP'd down. Fight him. Okay. You're using your auto attack timers on the minions, and then you're using your E to him. Okay, whatever, you kill him. But still, that's like... I think you can play that fight so much better. Okay, you just like... I suppose your Q is on cooldown. Okay, so I would have ordered him instead of the minion there. So you're wasting orders on the minion. You should be weaving your orders on him in between. So the ult there is fine. Okay. That E I suppose is fine as well, because that cuts him off. But then you E him. That's like, why would you E him there? Because that's going to put you backwards, right? But he cancels, like, he literally saves this fight for you by cancelling your E. And then that's like, whatever. But like, why would you E back here? You do this several times. So here, there. Q auto. If you want to E back on something, you E back on... You E away on this minion, and then you E back onto him with this one. Right? And then you should be weaving orders on him in between, not on the minions. So you order the minion again. Okay, and then this is fine. And then you kill him. And you base there, which is good. You could probably pressure the tower more, but yeah, he has TP. He's no TP, sorry. So you could have pressured the tower more. You could have cleared out this wave first. Sona's not going up, so this is fine. Okay. Yep. Crit blocks. Oh, that's pretty rude. What you want to do here, I think, is you want to use your wind wall so that you can get your Q stacks, and then once you have your Q stacked, then you use the tornado to clear the minions. So what you're doing is you're using your wind wall to give yourself space so that you can clear the minions so that they can't, and they wouldn't be able to hit the tower either, so you'd stop them from doing a lot of damage to the tower. And because of their champions here, they're not going to damage you. You know, when you have the wind wall up. Now, so if you wait for the minions to come to the tower, right? And then you wind wall here. If you're standing like here somewhere, and then you wind wall as like just this point, maybe a little bit earlier, and then you use your Q. You stack your Q up using the wind wall, and then you can get the wave clear on the tower. You died there? No? Wow. Kha'Zix does though. When you're watching the fight. Okay. Let's BG. You should have pinged that earlier and identified it earlier. You never use your wind wall. You could have wind walled and then like tail them with the wind wall and sit on the wind wall. Away. Next. A minion wave, you don't care about Nautilus. What you want to do here is you want to keep the enemy minion waves as far away from your turret as possible and make sure the enemy never gets minions to pull, like to go towards your tower with, to pressure your towers with, because if they don't have any minions they're not going to be able to push at all. Do you want the next minion wave? Dude, there's nothing to do there. Push the minion wave. Oh my god. If you'd pushed the minion wave, Nautilus wouldn't be able to pressure your tower for another minute and a half. Sorry, another half a minute. So now Nautilus has this minion wave to pressure the tower with. You missed your Q. You missed your Q. Hello? Oh, dude. If you actually hit your Qs there, you would have killed at least one of them. Probably two. And if you'd pushed the minion wave out on top, he wouldn't have got the tower there. You probably would have got it in the end anyway, but maybe your team would have responded to it because it would have been later after the fight had already happened. But if you cleared that minion wave out earlier that I pointed out, like he wouldn't be able to get to the tower because he wouldn't have a minion wave for another half a minute. Why are you not walking up? There's nothing happening in this side of the jungle. Everyone on their team is based at that point. Arisha's mid because she's not based. Ashe is not there. Like, why the hell would Ashe be on the top side of the jungle? Just push it. Like, you need to know be much more aware of where they are without having wards to show you it. Dude, there's no one there. Holy crap. Again, there's no one there. Lee Sin's bot side. Why aren't you pushing? You could have been pushing this whole time. And if you were actually pushing, someone would probably have responded to the wave at this point, in which case it would have give you an opportunity to like move out. Okay, Naldus comes anyway because he's a monkey, but he shouldn't have been here. Because you literally gave him like a whole minute to do whatever he wants. Because you weren't pressuring the map. And you can 1v1 Nautilus, like, you should be able to. Definitely once you get lifesteal, you will be able to 1v1 him. Okay. You need to watch the top wave. Kalash, good. Okay, your team's doing fine. Yep. And what you never could have anyway. When the fuck did they get Baron? Yeah, like what the hell? You could have been top and pushed the wave, and then you wouldn't have to respond to this wave. You would have been in the fight, and you would have won the fight by a lot more. Okay. Next, you're going up to fight him. I don't know if you can fight him in the minion wave like this. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know. Okay, he misses Q. He flashes out. Okay, whatever. Used his flash. You got something out of it. And your team's pushing. Nautilus should have TP'd to his team a lot earlier because he would have won the fight. Push. Stop typing. Push. Push, 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 push. The only thing you care about is like putting pressure on the map. Like whatever you say to your team is going to be taken negatively, or they're just going to ignore it. Okay, you could have pushed this wave out already. You could have pushed this next wave out. Okay, you push it out anyway, but now Nautilus is here. You could have pushed out earlier. You can't fight him here. This is dangerous because you don't know where the rest of the team is. They can be anywhere on the map. Okay, so Ash goes into mid. You're not with your team. Like if you're pushing the minion wave out, you'd be able to group up with your team while the minion wave's under the tower. And really, the lane you want to be pushing is bot lane because that wave takes a lot longer to go backwards and forwards between the two towers. So if you push the bot wave up, you'd be able to regroup with your team for about a minute, at least a minute, minute and a half probably, and be able to actually contribute to these fights because you TPing in is going to be way too late. You don't have instant effect on the fight, so you have to be there in the first place. I don't know if you can fight this now because Nautilus is going to come up. Okay, you should have windwalled earlier. You can't fight this, Nautilus is coming. Okay, you ping back. Yep. And had you been pushing the top waves, you would have been able to fight there, or Nautilus would have lost CS. Okay, whatever. And you're not with your team. See this time here where the minion wave is, right? This is the time you have to be with your team. The time you can't be with your team is when the minion wave is about to hit your tower. That's when you're picking the minion wave up. While the minion wave's in the middle between the two towers, that's when you're going to be with your team, you're going to be grouping, and you're going to be looking for a fight. And this is like not just this case. This is the previous. This goes for all of the previous cases as well. Because there are a lot of fights here that you should have been able to take. Now here you're not really doing anything. Because the damage to the tower has already been done, and okay, so here you're like Lux is low. Your positioning is really like it's actually irritating me. Okay, like it's doing nothing, but your team is inting anyway as well. So okay, you can kill her. Can't you windwall her ult? Holy crap, Kha'Zix, please. If you had your Q stacked. Okay, push out the minion wave. Just push out the minion wave. Oh my god, you got her. Okay. I would have just pushed out the minion wave, but whatever. Like this is like lost at this point. No, Bloodthirster. Yeah, I don't know. Not much else, I think. Because this game, like, there's not, you can't win this game anymore at this point. Because you've let them get too many advantages while you were away and elsewhere on the map. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave it there. Let's see the Baron fight. Okay, the rest of his team isn't here. Okay, that's good by Lux. Dude, you're not. Holy crap, your positioning. Look, you're not watching your team first of all. You know, you're not watching the fight. Like, why are you holding the camera on you? Nautilus uses his dredge line. Now there's nothing happening. Why aren't you watching your team? Okay, so here. Good, Lux. Good. Ari dies as well. Why aren't you watching the fight where Ari dies? Where, like, when you know, Kha'Zix, you could be walking into them here because not then the enemy team is walking away from you, so you can it's really obvious that they're not focusing you at this point, and you could just walk up and kill them. Except you have no AD carry here, and okay, good. Oh, you get him. Oh, team. Okay, doesn't matter. Uh, Baron. Oh, fucking Caitlyn. I hate when people do that. Wind wall, good. You should be able to get it. Should have got it earlier though. You get it at the end, yep. Good. Okay, that's fine. This game is winnable again. I don't like blue trinket. You should be warding somewhere in the middle of the lane there. Q the crab so that you have your Q stacks. Use the bot wave. Escort the wave up. You have to be standing there in the wave because otherwise, like that, you know, Aria's gonna come and she's gonna shove it out. If you were standing there in the wave, she wouldn't do that. You could have killed him maybe. No, unlucky. If you were standing in the wave, she wouldn't have cleared it out. And these are Baron empowered as well. And now you'd be walking, you'd be much closer to the fight. Watch the fight, dude. Holy crap. Okay, now here's the team fight you lose, right? Yep. Flashed earlier. If you double, you flashed there. Whatever, you didn't take any damage for it. Yeah, boosted you, pretty much. But if you'd escorted the wave, Arlie wouldn't have been able to respond to it. It would have gone into the tower and you would have been in the mid-team fight way earlier. Okay, and I think this is like... You get Elder Drake. Okay. Good. Okay. No. That TP is bullshit because... Nice ability. That TP is really bad. Okay, you can fight him. Never mind, you can't fight them. You should have just gone to the bot wave. You never TP onto waves like that when your team doesn't have pressure on the map. If you look at when you TP'd, right? Like the whole of your team is in base. So why would you ever TP it like this? Because there's no pressure elsewhere on the map, so the enemy team's just gonna come to you and they're already spawning, not watching the spawn timers. And the fact that you get this tower is like it's completely worthless because you're gonna get the tower anyway. Okay. You die there. This ends on the Baron team fight, doesn't it? If you had TP here, you would have been split pushing bot. Oh, Leona, please. What are you doing? Yep. GG. Yeah, this game's over. Anyway. Hold on. Can you actually win? No, there's no way you win this fight, is there? Ash is still full. Wow. Yasuo, nice champion. Oh, close. I don't know. But yeah. Wow, Leona didn't even die. Holy crap, she didn't even pay for her sins. But no, the game was lost a lot, like in the early game. That's where a lot of the biggest mistakes are. So, yeah. You didn't really play with your lead good, like sort of the 15 minutes mark, and even before that, you weren't extending the lead where you could. So, I think that covers this one. Yeah.